Hello, and thank you for being here. My name is Emma, and in this video, I want to explore a very key concept in manifesting change in your life as articulated by Neville Goddard. For those of you who may not know, Neville Goddard was a mystic and spiritual teacher from Barbados who talked extensively about manifestation and how humans, through the conscious use of their imaginative power, can bring forth anything into their reality. He traveled throughout the US giving lectures on this topic and others based on the knowledge he gained not only through study but experience. He also wrote many books on what he taught. The lecture I will share with you today is called Infinite States, which was presented by Neville in 1968. I won't read the lecture in its entirety, but I will take significant segments that clearly convey and directly pertain to just how you can influence change in any area of your life. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy. Quite often, someone will say to me, "I don't think others understand you." I was asked this question. When you use the word state, I don't think others know what you mean. So would you please explain it? Tonight, I will try. We are told you are sons of the Most High, all of you, not just a few, but all of us. Nevertheless, you will die like men and fall into infinite states of consciousness. For states are that into which the sons of the Most High fall. A state is an attitude of mind, a state of experience with a body of beliefs which you live by. Always expressing a state, you identify yourself with it by saying, "I am poor," or "I am rich," "I am known," or "I am unknown," "I am wanted," or "I am unwanted." I could go on indefinitely because there are infinite states into which an individual son of the Most High may fall. Blake made this statement: "Eternity exists and all things in eternity, independent of creation, which was an act of mercy. By this it may be seen that I do not consider either the just or the wicked to be in a supreme state, but to be every one of them states of the sleep which the soul may fall into in its deadly dreams of good and evil. When you find yourself in a state, or see a seeming other in a state, do not condemn or praise it, for all states exist, and no state is greater than another. Every state is an attitude, a state of experience with a body of beliefs that an individual son of the Most High occupies. And if that individual son of the Most High, then are we not brothers of the highest unity? And are we not also members of the ultimate body, who is God the Father? So, the states into which we fall cannot mar or in any way deter our immortal self who fell. Your creative power did not willingly fall. It was your Father's will that you, his creative power, descend into and experience states. In the 8th chapter of Romans, Paul tells us he was made subject unto futility, not willingly, but by reason of the will of him who subjected him in hope. There is unity in God, yet God the Father is made up of gods, the sons. So God's creative power fell into division and passes through states, which results in resurrection into unity. As a son of the Most High, you can, in the twinkle of an eye, move into any state, but the chances are you will not remain there, for a state is made up of a body of beliefs. If you spend the day thinking from a certain base, a certain body of beliefs, the chances are you will fall asleep that night in the same belief. Knowing you can move into another state, another body of beliefs, you may try to move, but you must persist in staying in the new state until it becomes natural. There are unnumbered states, and the occupant of one state is not better than the occupant of another, for each is a brother in the highest unity, and all are one in the body of God the Father. But the state, the attitude of mind to which you most constantly return, constitutes your dwelling place. If you dwell in self-pity, you will express the state. But by occupying that state, you are not less than one who has ambitions to enter the White House or the Vatican as the Pope. The individual desiring an ambitious state is not greater than or less than the one who doesn't know he is in a state and remains subjected to it. How do you get out of a state? Through belief. You must believe in the doctrine. You are told whatsoever you desire, believe you have received it, and you will. The precepts of Christ must be accepted literally, for they will be fulfilled literally. Can you believe the precept that believing you have already received your desire will bring it forth in your world? If so, then tonight you can change the things that are happening in your world. And if you can believe and persuade yourself that things are as you want them to be, to the point of actually moving into the feeling they are true, they will be felt and seen in your world. You must feel your desires are already realized, that they are already true, for the truth of any concept is known by the feeling of certainty that the thought is true. Assuming you are not the man or woman you want to be, you will know that you are really it by the feeling of certainty it inspires in you. For if you feel certain, you will act upon it. If you don't act, you are not convinced, for God in you is your own wonderful human imagination, and God is always acting. You may be physically incapacitated, but you are forever acting in your imagination, who is God, the Father of your life. By states, I mean attitudes of mind. The New Testament begins, "The time is fulfilled and the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Repent and believe the gospel." The word repent means a radical change of attitude. Your attitude need not be towards another, but an attitude regarding self. If you feel you have nothing to live for, you must repent by changing your attitude radically from that state. Don't condemn yourself for the state into which you have fallen. If you don't like it, move into another. Don't feel sorry for yourself, for if you do, you will make the state a habit and remain there for the rest of your days on earth. Instead, you can believe this doctrine and move out of any state. So, when I speak of states, I am speaking of states of consciousness, attitudes of mind which create a body of belief. My sister and brothers at home do not believe in the same Christ as I do, even though we were all born in the same family and raised in the same environment. My brothers call themselves Christians, but their definition of Christ would differ from mine. From their state of consciousness, they believe in a man who lived 2,000 years ago. Yet I would tell you that Christ is God's creative power and wisdom, which descends into states, resurrects, and returns as the being who sent it out. The day will come when you will understand all of these precepts as being literally true. Here is one to be found, 1 John, the 3rd chapter, the 2nd verse. We are now the children of God. It does not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he appears, we shall be like him. How will we know him? By becoming as he is. The preachers of the world will tell you that when he comes, you will be like him, in character, in your attitude towards life. You will be kind and considerate and have his fine qualities, but I tell you, you will be like him who is in the depths of your soul, meditating you. This I know from experience. Now to come back to the beginning, everything is a state. You can be any man, any woman that you want to be when you understand the mystery of states. A state is simply an attitude of mind, a body of belief, a phase of experience. Now don't be like the moon, which changes from a quarter to a half, to 3/4 to full, or the earth, which repeats itself over and over again, season after season. Have you ever noticed that at certain times of the year, the same set of circumstances happen to you? Every year it is always very hot when it is time for your vacation, or you are always broke around Christmas, or that when you eat strawberries you always break out in a rash. All of these are patterns created in the world of states in which we all live. There are infinite states and combinations of states into which God, your own wonderful human imagination, falls. Fortunately, there is a limit, which comes when infinite mercy, who is within you, steps beyond and awakens himself. And as he does, you, the one he put through the torment, awaken, enhanced by the descent into these states. And as one you return, bringing your gifts, which are the result of your experiences traveling through these states. You bring your talents, of which the greatest is the art of forgiveness, the ability to enter into and partake of the opposite. When you see someone in despair, can you represent him to yourself as he would like to be seen? And can you persuade yourself that what you see is real? To the degree that you are self-persuaded, he will become that man. Then you will have conquered by forgiveness. You will have taken him out of one state and placed him in another. Now every act of kindness is a death in the divine image, for in every act you sacrifice yourself. Making alive what you no longer want to see, you die to that and live in what you want to see. So every kindness to another is a death in the divine image. By representing others to myself and persuading myself that they are as I would like them to be, to the degree that I am self-persuaded, they will become it. And as they do, I die to what I formerly made alive. I lived in what I thought them to be, and then I died to that thought. I did it deliberately, so I laid it down myself. I have the power to lay it down and the power to pick it up again. I purposely laid my life down to what I saw and lifted it up to what I wanted to see, thereby resurrecting another, who is myself, into a new state. How often must I do it? 70 times 7, or as long as it takes me to convince myself that it is true. When I lay down my life for another, he is my brother, for we have the same Father. As brothers, we fall into states and resurrect ourselves into the unity of the Father. So the greatest talent, the greatest challenge to overcome is the art of forgiveness. By forgiveness, I do not mean a verbal agreement, leaving the memory of what was forgiven. To completely forgive, I must completely forget the event. No matter what was said, if you forgive me, you can't even remember what I did or said, only willing to see what you want to see. If you persuade yourself that you are now what you want to be, you have forgotten what you were before. That's forgiveness. True forgiveness is complete forgetfulness. Blake tells us, the art of living is forgetting and forgiving. If you don't completely forgive, you cannot forget. For to forgive is to change your attitude towards another. And as you change, you forget what they said or did, thereby no longer keeping them in the state that compels them to do what they did. While in a state, man must play the part the state dictates, and man must play every part. God, in his infinite mercy, has hidden from us the parts we have played, because the shock would be too great if we were to see the horrors that we have committed as we passed through all these states. You see, when you fall into a state, you can't help but act from that premise, and you can fall into any state. I am not telling you that one state is right and another wrong. I am simply asking you to judge all states with love. If you are ever in doubt, always do the loving thing. Then you will know you are doing the right thing. If someone comes to you and tells you they want a job, don't ask him how he lost his previous job. Simply hear him tell you he now has a wonderful job. Do that, and you have taken him out of the state of unemployment and placed him in the state of the gainfully employed. I urge you to use your own wonderful creative power and deliberately move into the state of your choice. Make it now by occupying the state long enough so that it feels natural. Haven't you had a suit of clothes that felt so new you were conscious of them every moment? I know when I bought my first suit, I walked down Fifth Avenue thinking everyone I passed knew my suit was new. People passing paid no attention to me, but I was so aware, so conscious of my new suit. That's exactly what happens when you move into a new state. If the state of affluence is new, you think everyone knows it, but no one knows or cares whether you are rich or poor. So walk in the state until it becomes natural. The moment the feeling is natural, wealth is yours.